Everyone, we are back with another plan with me, and this week we are going to be using a kit called Baker's Dozen. This is a kit that I designed a couple years ago, but it is still one of my most favorite kits that I have designed, and I always look forward to pulling this one out and using it in a spread. And at the time that I'm recording the voiceover, it is almost fall. We are just on the cusp of the equinox, and even though I used this kit in August, I think it's a really nice anytime kit, but I also think it could be a really nice kit for fall too. So I just am really happy with this one, and it just always makes me happy to break this kit out again. This kit is kind of inspired by almost like a coffee shop bakery kind of vibe to it. I really like the subway tile and just like the really clean black and white with a little bit of like brown taupe kind of colors in there. And there's just something so warm and inviting about like a bakery. So I absolutely love this kit and thought it would be a nice one to use for this week. I don't know how the weather is where you're at, but for me, I feel like the last week or so we kind of had a bit of a false fall, and it just kind of really got me in the mood for the cool crispness of fall time, having the lower humidity. Oh my gosh, it was an absolute treat. But then this week, it just all came back full force. We were in like the triple digits. Humidity is so high. So I definitely got teased there with the weather just barely feeling like fall. But hopefully we will be having some cooler weather coming up. Fall is one of my favorite seasons ever. And I feel like it's such a shame that fall and spring, in my opinion, they are my two favorite seasons as far as like weather goes. And it is just an absolute travesty that fall and spring feel like they are the quickest seasons that we have, especially where I live. It doesn't get too cold in the winter, but it does get relatively cold, but it just feels miserable and feels like it lasts forever. And then summertime is just unbearably sweltering hot, very high humidity. You feel like you're in a lizard tank with the sun beating down on you. So I am very happy to be at the tail end of summer, and I'm just hoping that fall will last as long as possible this year, because it is just by far one of the coziest seasons in my opinion. Some people think winter is the coziest, which I can see that, especially when it's like so cold that you're cozied up next to a fire. And there's definitely like some romanticizing that you can do with winter, but fall will absolutely always have my heart though. Maybe it's because I was born in the fall time, or just the weather is so much nicer, but also I really love the fall fashion. I mean, I'm not a very fashionable person, but I do love like the boots and scarves and just like the layering that you can do in fall that you just absolutely cannot get away with in the summertime. And not only that, but the food is just so warm and cozy. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I have never in my life had a pumpkin spice latte, but I love the idea of it. You know, maybe this will be the year that I have my very first pumpkin spice latte. I can't believe I've never had one, but I am a big fan of pumpkin spice everything, and there's absolutely no shortage of that in the grocery stores these days. You can find like literally pumpkin spice anything. And that made me think of a really funny thing that I realized last year. There's this little dessert I like to make that's called Oreo balls. If you've ever had it, it's like crushed up Oreos with cream cheese, and you mix it all together and put it in the fridge and roll it into little balls, and then you dip it into almond bark, and oh my gosh, it's so delicious. And I have been making them since probably high school. I actually learned the recipe from a girl in my French class, and I fell in love with them and have been making them ever since. So long story short, last year I decided to get the pumpkin spice Oreos and make the Oreo balls out of that. And you guys, they were so delicious. I can't wait to make those again this year because they were so good. And the funny part is my boyfriend actually, he says he doesn't like pumpkin spice things, and I think it's just because he's a little bit of a pumpkin spice hater, not because he doesn't like it, but just because he doesn't like the, I don't know, the white girlification of it all, and he just kind of gets annoyed by girly things like that. But I made those Oreo balls from the pumpkin spice Oreos, and I decided to give him one to see what he thought about them because he was going on and on about pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that. I don't like pumpkin spice. I'm so tired of it. Why does anyone like it? You know, he was just kind of being a hater about it. And I gave him one of those pumpkin spice Oreo balls, and he absolutely loved it. And he's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. What is this? And I laughed in his face when I told him it was actually pumpkin spice Oreo balls, which you should have seen his face. It was quite funny, and I was very vindicated in that moment. So those are just one of like my favorite little treats to make, but I feel like fall is just the perfect time for making those really delicious little treats, or, you know, like baking things. In this kit I have some cookies and some croissants on here, and I just felt like it really had a fall vibe. Again, even though I use this for August, I feel like this is a really nice kit for pretty much any time to use in a planner, but actually works out pretty well that I am doing the voiceover for this in September, and I just feel like it gives me all the fall vibes. And this kit just really reminds me of like cozy, sweet treats, like even like a cinnamon roll type of dessert. Oh my gosh, I could eat those all day. So that is something I'm really looking forward to in the fall time. Once it starts to cool off more, I feel like it will be a good time to actually use my oven again. I try to not bake a whole lot during the summer just because it gets very hot. Whenever you've got your oven on and it's like a 95-degree day out, it's just no fun. So that is something I'm really looking forward to in the fall time. And of course, all the fun things like hay rides and pumpkin patches. I haven't been to a pumpkin patch in a couple years, but I really want to make it happen this year. So I think it's going to be a really good time, and I'm absolutely looking forward to the beautiful weather and all the fun kind of outdoorsy things that are just too hot to do during the summertime. So this is how the spread turned out. I really love the colors of this kit. You guys know I went on and on about it, but this is what it turned out like. And here are some of the leftover stickers, and you can see just how many stickers you get in my kit. So yeah, so that is it for this spread. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.